So, okay, another issue: white versus black. So, what what do you think? What are the differences between the white men that are living on the down low versus the black men, and what are the how does mainstream view this, and do you think that it's an accurate depiction?
Well, for what I've seen with a lot of white men, I mean, and some of their families have issues with them too, but most of them are more open about sexuality, and if they see that their child is struggling and feels like he's trapped in a man's body and really wants to be a woman, they will be more, although painful, they will get past their desire to have a son that gets married and has children so they can have grandchildren to play with, and they will help that child deal with the psychological issues and actually go through the sex change with them.
Hmm.
And a lot of them will accept their boys being gay and love them because they don't want to lose them. And many of our people will put our sons out, especially black mothers. Black men will disown their sons and act like they don't even know them and look at them as a disgrace to the family if they are gay, put our sons out, beat them, humiliate them, actually turn on them, and we open them up to go out in the street and prostitute to survive, because a lot of black boys are being put out in high school, so they have no money, no education, no jobs, nowhere to go. So they're forced into a life of prostitution, eating out in the street, in the trash cans, subjugating themselves to a lot of black men that are married, that go outside behind their wives' back and screw these little young boys and infect them with HIV and AIDS.
So, this kind of leads into my next question. So, what role do you think the church is playing in this, and what role do you think they have played, and do you think they are responsible for men resorting to this type of lifestyle? And do you think they have kind of failed in educating women and people of color in general about this?
Well, we have a lot of hypocrisy in the black church. We condemn homosexuality. A lot of churches, some of them are changing, but for the most part, we have a lot of older people in the churches, a lot of conservative people, politically conservative as well. And we found out most of the Republicans, it's come out in the past few years, that most of those Republicans that vote against gay marriage and condemn gay relationships are closet homosexual and have been caught trying to harass these pages, in Congress, and their assistants. They like them young boys to be assistants
Mm-hmm.
in politics so they can try to screw them little young boys, or they frequent male prostitutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we know that's also going on with the black preachers. Most of them are bisexual. A lot of them are secretly sleeping with gay men. But in the church, we condemn it, and we know that most of the choir directors or the choir members or the deacons are gay and bisexual. But we condemn it while we're in the black church, and we don't have any counseling. We don't have very many outreach programs to talk about HIV and AIDS in the church, or the fact that a lot of members in the black church are taking HIV meds or need to take HIV meds or not getting tested because they have a promiscuous, bisexual, and homosexual lifestyle. So that's how the church contributes to making the problem worse and creating a lot of shame and pain around homosexuality and bisexuality, and it forces a lot of men to feel like their only option is to live on the DL.
So, how can we begin, in your opinion, and how do you think it's best for us to start turning this thing around? How do we begin to start making this right?
Well, just like what I'm doing, and just like what a lot of people are doing, having open and honest conversations about it, making people of all races and all sexual preferences, even if they've had sex changes or they had a partial sex change, to feel comfortable to be able to come to you and speak about it, and to know what their lifestyle is like without judging them and condemning, even if you don't agree with it, even if you don't want to partake of it. We really need to make our children feel comfortable that they can come to us and say, look, I'm having sex, and I'm having sex with the same sex. Or somebody in church molested me, because a lot of women don't want to believe that their preacher, their favorite preacher, that they cook all their fried chicken for and bake them cakes for, like to fuck little boys, or might have fucked their little
That's true.
boys.
It's true.
So a lot of us are in denial about the preachers, the teachers, the deacons, the choir director. We don't
Uh-huh.
want to. We deny our children and say, stop saying that about him, stop saying that about the priest. We have open dialogue with them, and we don't need to condemn them, no matter how much it hurts us. If our child tells them, look, I think I'm gay, I think I'm a lesbian, I think I'm bisexual, I'm just experimenting with both of them, and talk to them about, take them to the doctor, talk to them about protection, talk to them about how to clean their bodies up. If they're going to have anal sex, although you don't want to admit it, a lot of our children are having anal sex. And it's important to give them the knowledge, because if you don't give it to them, they're still going to have sex, and we know that HIV is easily contracted with anal sex, because you are like rupturing. I mean, let's just be real here. The anus and the rectum is not a vagina, and it's really not designed to take penises in it. Although men and women have anal sex and they enjoy it, it's designed to be an exit, and you actually damage it and disrupt the flow of energy and the way it's supposed to move when you start getting plugged in the ass, especially with large objects and large and long dicks. So if you're not cleaning yourself before anal sex, and you shitting on people's dicks and you shitting on yourself, not only do you have fecal matter, E. coli, but you also have a lot of bad bacteria and HIV virus there, but you're also rupturing blood vessels, so that if you're not HIV positive, and if you're having sex with someone that is HIV positive, not using a condom, when they rupturing blood vessels, you're mixing blood and sperm with the blood in your rectum, and you are actually increasing your risk for getting HIV and any other STD. So it's really important. We can't stop our children or anybody else from having anal sex or having sex, boys having sex with men. But it's just good to arm them with knowledge and teach them to be safe. And unfortunately, a lot of black women and men have attacked me because I've done videos on safe anal sex and enemas and the proper lube and condoms if you really have to have anal sex. They feel like, well, you're teaching them to do it. I'm like, y'all need to wake up. You are refusing to talk to them about this, keeping them ignorant, this old community, and a reflection of what you've done. Now we're seeing that with these children going crazy and a high rate of HIV and AIDS among teenagers, among black women, and now we got old folks fucking, smoking crack, and spreading HIV with everybody else. Because we don't want to have this conversation.
Right. Well, we're going to quickly wrap this up. Can you let us know about how to contact you and your website and any upcoming engagements? We know that you started taping again recently, so can you let us know how that's going and how to contact you?
Well, I just shot a pilot for my TV show, and it will air on BTJ in March.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, the pilot will air. I just shot it last week,
Okay.
February 2nd. And I'm going to be shooting another pilot with another television show in Atlanta that's not my show, but I'm going to be on the show. It's fun. I'm looking forward to that one, because I can be myself in that one. I had to tone down for my TV show. They will allow me to curse, so it's like a more intellectual, softer version of Alexyss Tylor, Vagina Power. If people want to listen to my live radio show, I do them on blogtalkradio.com/Alexyss Tylor VP. They can join my social network, vaginapower.ning.com. And if they want to contact me directly, it's Alexyss Tylor VP@gmail.com.
All right, we want to really thank you for giving us a few minutes today just to share with us on how to educate ourselves